This episode is probably, I think, the best in the show so far.
Mhm.
With two full seasons plus one special. I think this one's probably just has the highest highs. I think when I first watched this back in 2021, I was kind of like blown away like everyone else was.
Mhm.
But also very just kind of like frustrated the whole time because Mark is so like outmatched and he gets some licks in here and there, but mostly it's just him getting pummeled the whole time, which is
By his
great. I
dad.
mean,
By his dad.
yeah, by his dad, and his dad is just like a lunatic in this episode.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's like frustrating in that sense to like see like the good guy just lose kind of horribly. Um, but it's really like fun and really enjoyable
Yeah.
and pretty emotional. Which I can't say I like, when I started the show, like that was something I really expected, like to be so like get so like invested into the characters and their dynamics. Yeah. But what about you?
Very similar thoughts that you have. It's just a really, really good episode of television. So we get a lot of answers, but at the same time, we get a lot of questions, which I think is a great sign of like a good episode of television because like not only are we kind of tying up some loose ends, but we're opening up more possibilities for future seasons. Um, so I think that's really great. It has a 9.6 on IMDb out of 10, so it's rated very high. But episode 7 has a 9.5 out of 10. So it's interesting like how close those episodes are, but I can see why they're
Yeah.
like some of the top rated episodes from this season. Um, but yeah, I agree with you. It's a good watch, but at the same time, at certain moments, it's a hard watch. I think when I
Hmm.
first watched this, I didn't get like super emotional. I was more so just like, holy shit, like I can't believe this is like happening on my television screen. But
Hmm.
on my second rewatch, I got like really emotional at certain points, just like hearing some of the lines of dialogue that Mark delivers in certain moments just is like super heartbreaking and like there's so many like little details too with Mark's character when he's like getting destroyed by his dad at one point you can like hear him like whimpering when his dad is like punching him and it's just like it's
Hmm.
heartbreaking. But it's a really good episode of television. I think if I were to show someone like one episode from Invincible to get them hooked, it would obviously be the first episode, but I would definitely also show them the finale. And then I would that would actually be crazy. I would just have them piece together all the pieces between
Yeah.
episode 1 and 8, and I'd be like, so what do you think happened? How did we get here? How did we get to this moment where his father is beating the shit out of him?
Yeah. That the first one is obviously like a great hook. But I guess like yeah, if for some reason like you could only someone you knew could only watch like one episode of the show ever. Yeah, the finale is pretty cool. Um,
There's just a lot going on, and it's like one of the most brutal episodes I think we've seen.
yeah,
Just like
it's
doesn't stop.
yeah, it's one of those like we'll talk about it more when we go more in depth, but just like some of the things that Nolan puts Mark through in this episode is just like how could you ever really like forgive him for like doing some of that stuff?
Yeah. And
Um,
what's also crazy is like Debbie watches the whole thing, pretty much.
yeah, yeah, because she has Amazon Prime. I
You're
was done.
so that was stupid.
Um, yeah, that's really bad.
What was I gonna say? Oh, but one thing about this episode that is really interesting that I didn't realize till I rewatched it was that like the big fight, like all of Omni-Man and Mark, like that's only half the episode.
Yeah, I was also when once that fight wrapped up, I was like, I guess that's about it. And then he had like 20 more minutes. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those like extra, not extra, but those other 20 minutes are pretty good too. Um,
Mhm.
it sets up
Yeah.
a lot.
I like when they show us Immortal in
Me
like two
too.
seconds.
I'm excited to talk about what we see in the, what is it called? Just like
Yeah,
room.
the White Room, I think.
Okay, cool. That's also what I called it.